Okay, I just hit level 100 on my bar. Pre-season 1, July 4th, 2023. Um, Personally, I felt like 80 to 100 took too long, I'd say. Um, 90 to 100 was obnoxious. I played 16 hours today and I got 5 levels. Anyway, that's besides the point. Hopefully they tweak some things with season 1 so you don't gotta run like a ridiculous amount of nightmare dungeons. But I wanted to give final stats for when I hit 100 and go over the gear. So if anybody asks me, I can send this to them as a reference. I'll probably get upgrades, but yeah, here's what I had when I hit level 100. So, oh, and I'm standing at the cave that you start at. That was a mistake. This is literally the starting cave of the game, so... right. Let's go. Gear. Big pants, helmet. I wish it had strength instead of willpower. But, it has max fury and it rolled perfect cooldown on, like, my first click, so... there's that. I've gotten a bunch of these chest pieces. This is the first one that was like over 800. And the lucky hit's pretty good. I feel like for a whirlwind barb, you need this chest piece. It doesn't explain it very well, but this thing procs constantly. Like, it resets your shouts like... It was the best thing I got for resetting shouts out of the whole build. It's unique, so it comes with these stats. This is a 28. I got like a 600 one that's a 40, but it's the other stats are tiny, so I wear this instead. Gore's Devastating Grips. This is another one that's not 800 yet. However, it's the only one I've seen that I've gotten that I've upgraded, and it goes up to 4 ranks of Whirlwind. It's got the min roll and the explosion, but like, I don't care, I just need it for the +4. Oh, by the way, this is a Whirlwind bar, obviously. This dropped literally off the same mob that dinged me to 99, so it requires level 99. It took me all 100 levels to find temerity. I think that's how you say this. I'm still testing it. I can't tell you if it's better than other pants. I have a pants with like +5 to Warcry, and I don't know. This feels like it feels the same as putting like a really good aspect on a really good pair of pants. This is like equal to obviously red gems for health. I feel like if you got this item and it was insane, like an 820 or something, then you'd switch to, I think it's blue, because you'd have this barrier constantly. I think the lucky hit on an 820 would be like 15% or something. Windstriker's boots. The only reason I have these is for the fear cost reduction. Up until like level 90, I used pennant greaves. I should go to the city and I'm going to the city to look at my stash because there's some stuff in there that I want to talk about too. So I'll go back over here and keep talking about the character. Right. So, temerity is, I'm testing it to see if it's better than just wearing a normal pair of pants with an insane aspect imprinted. The boots, like I said, it's only for the fear cost reduction. The imprint is critical strikes, got movement speed, because it's like it's boots, so it just makes sense. You could put anything here, or you can imprint whatever you want. Dread Mace of Dire Whirlwind. This is just a big stat stick. Like, I don't use basic skills. It's got strength. It's got core damage, which is whirlwind. It's my stat stick for the dire whirlwind. Always green in your weapons. Always green. Its volume damage in this game is stupid. This necklace, I found this and never had to replace it. It's got like everything. It's got a rank of brawling skills. It's got fear cost reduction and cooldown reduction. The only thing I think I could find better is like max world, like an 820 max world. One of these, like same stats but maxed. Maybe instead of damage reduction from distant, like damage too close would be better. This ring is insane. I got it. I looked for, up until like level 75, I looked for bold chieftains on anything, and it dropped, and it really dropped with the max roll to 1.9. So I've won this ring ever since. I suppose I could roll the crit strike up more. It's got vuln damage. It's got damage to close, and it's got damage to slowed, which like synergizes with everything. This ring is godlike. This ring, I clicked once and got max roll and crit strike chance. It's got vuln damage, and it's got resource gen. This is another, and roll perfect shot. This is another godlike ring. It took me forever to find rings, but then in one sitting, I got these two rings, and they're both like, the item level doesn't really matter much. It's the rolls and the stats. They're just dummy. You need this to make the build work, and this just makes your. I don't think I need the shouts generate fury anymore. It's just nice to have to smooth it out. I think I could bring something else on here, but I don't want to. This is crazy. These weapons are also stat stakes, because I tried dual wield whirlwind from like 50 to 60, and it was really fun, but then it felt like they changed to make the attack speed work somehow with it. One day it was like blasting it, and then the next day it was like not nearly as good as using the two-handed for whirlwind. I feel like they nerfed it somehow. I don't know how, but that's what it feels like they did. Green, obviously. This one has got stat stick because it's all stats and strength. Ultimate skill is nice, I guess. Same here. Strength. It's got vuln damage though, which helps. And I just imprinted the best. What I thought was best on these. Bleeding while I'm berserking, and skills deal more damage based on fear. I'm always at max fury, pretty much, so like I just get 20% damage. This is the big item I want to talk about. Today, I woke up, started streaming 95 to 100, and there was a guy on Discord saying, I just found an 842 weapon, and he's like, can I buy it? And he's like, how much? I'm like, 75 mil. I don't know if I went overpaid or underpaid, no clue. Paid 75 mil, gave it to him, he gave me this, and turns out it was one of the unique ones, so rerolling costed literally 1 gold to reroll it to, I rerolled to core skill damage because like whirlwind. And it's beastly, it does almost 3,000 damage per second. The sword I was using before, here's what I wanted to stash, because I want to talk about my sword that I had before. It's got way more stats, and it's more of a stat stick. But I was misled about the close damage. The close damage applies to the closest enemy to you, and it only affects one enemy at a time. So even though I'm missing one entire stat on the new huge sword, it does like the same amount of damage because whirlwind hits everything around you. So close damage is very misleading. I wish they changed some of these stats to make sense, but this has got a way bigger strength. This has just got so much more damage, and plus damage to injured. And I rolled higher core damage too. So this is better for multi-target. My old one's better for like if I want to just kill a boss really quick, because you're only hitting pretty much the boss most of the time. These are my old pants I was talking about, the 4 ranks of Warcry. And like I said, I don't know if this armor on here, the 50% armor, is like equal to the barrier you get. I'm still testing. It feels about the same. It feels like I'm wearing these, I'm just, as long as I'm whirlwinding, I'm huge, like nothing does damage to me. This feels like I gotta like pre-drink a potion and then I'm pretty much huge. Like, I don't, it feels about the same. So that's the gear. Let's see, I got a billion aspects that I saved. These are my tier 50s, whatever's I saved. Potions. I just been running my bird dungeons all day, so I got like a mix of, this is just not organized at all. Things I found along the way. I got some insane bows for when I play rogue. I don't know if the stash is, I didn't look to see the stash, I don't see why the stash wouldn't be here. Here's what I'm gonna do for Hammer the Ancients. I'm gonna try Fist of Fate. Seems kind of fun to just get like an insanely big Hoda with these. I upgraded this because it's max rolled to 300, but these are way better. It's only a 5% chance, but you know what? I'm still gonna wear probably one of these ones. But they're just, to me, these are funny. This is my first Gorse that I found. I kept it because it's the first one. This is for Thorns memes later. It's the same as, it has like the same exact stats as my other sword, but I put Thorns, it rolled like Max Thorns thing on it, so, no, it rolled Min Thorns thing on it. I'm gonna put Max Thorn thing on it, and when I'm gonna try Thorns. It's a meme for now. This is Overkill, it's a unique, I don't know anything about these uniques. Like, I got a huge Hellhammer. Upheaval, like, I guess if I would want to play on Upheaval, this ROM the lobbies is insane. It's like, it's got min roll on that, but like max roll and everything else. So, no, it's not max roll and everything else. But I haven't upgraded it either, so I don't know. I have two, actually I had 3 Razor Blades. I had a Sacred one and 2 Ancestral. I nuked the Sacred one, but see, this one's got higher item level, but this one gives more thorns. So I don't know how this, being an item with 1 stat, how it calculates that this one is more, but yet this one gives more thorns. It should be the other way around, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna play thorns and see if it can do anything at all. But yeah, keep Razor Blade. It has 1 stat, it's the only stat it needs, right? This is, I just kept this because it looked cool. I upgraded it. Maybe I'm planning on putting this on an alt or something. Maybe it's really good for a rogue, or I don't know. This is for when I try Fury, when I try playing Frenzy, like Frenzy Hodo. This looks just fun. Like, more Frenzy stacks, and my other skills gain attack speed, so maybe I can, like, Frenzy Hodo. Like, really fast hammers, like D3 or something. These are my boots before the boots I'm wearing now. These are really good for, like, bosses, because you can just stagger them. You just straight out wear these, and like every boss you fight will just get staggered. Like, You get it down to like half and they'll be staggered because this chill is just it like I don't know if it ignores DR or what, but these are fun. This is I kept this because this is the first unique I had found in the whole game off Lilith when I beat the game, so it's just here for like nostalgia. I guess that's it for the talking about the items. I kept a couple things. This is just an 816 mace, I don't know. And this, I've never seen 2 ranks in the heavy-handed, so I kept this because that's kind of cool looking. And it got a max roll in the lucky hit thing. I guess I'll come out here and talk about the skills. Okay, so skill tree is pretty self-explanatory here. I used to have 5 on 5 in here, but I took points out for something later in the tree. At like level 80, I noticed that you could spend my points better. Lunging Strike is just the best one because, see, you got a treasure goblin that's running away from you. This, you can just spam it and stick to him. I heard some people use Flay because it like guarantees vulnerable. You could use Bash or Frenzy. I just use this because it's what I saw everybody else using. It guarantees berserking for 1.5 seconds, which is great. And like I said, you got a goblin or something running away, you can just keep pressing your main mouse button. It'll just like you'll stick to your target with this. Because it feels like it teleports you to your target, which is it's strong. Like I said, 2 points here. I could take one more point out if I wanted to. But you want this combat lunging strike for the berserking. Whirlwind, obviously 5 of 5 points in Whirlwind. Enhanced Whirlwind. And actually, I'm going to tell you right now, Violent Whirlwind is better. You use Violent Whirlwind. The only reason I Fierce Whirlwind is because everything I do synergizes with Bleed, and this is just more Bleed. Like, I should probably switch back to Violent. This synergizes with everything I'm doing in terms of Bleed. So it's up to you. I could probably switch back to this. This is way better. Pressure point. You always want vulnerable. Anytime you read vulnerable on anything, you want it. Of course, because of a 30% chance to make the enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. It's basically like if I hold down Whirlwind, I just have a chance to make them vulnerable, which is great. This Endless Fury, basic skills generate 15% more Fury. I probably don't need this anymore, but like I said, sometimes you just have to like chase one thing down with this, and this just helps you cap your Fury like instantly. Next up, I put 5 of 5 in Rallying Cry because I was tired of running out of rage. Fury, whatever you call it. Resource. This you want this 5 of 5 because the more points you put in, the more resource it gives you. Even though you have this, you obviously want enhanced unstoppables, like the best stat in the game. Anytime you're stuck, you just press your Rallying Cry and you're out. Tactical Rallying Cries gives you more resource gen, but like capping this gives you like you press this and you start whirlwinding, you're capped and Fury and it won't go down as long as you have this up. Challenging Shout, you could put more points here, but I just put 1. It's kind of like Shield Wall. You press it, stuff stops hurting you. I don't. Yeah, you want enhanced bonus life as whatever, but you really want this tactical Challenger Shout. When you have the Challenger Shout up, you just gain Fury every time they hit you. Once again, it's more just smooths out the Fury. So you jump in a pack, you press this, and the taunt actually seems to work like this. It makes the monsters melee you. I'm noticed stuck castles and stuff, like, it doesn't exactly do that, but it feels like that's what it makes them run towards you. I don't know if it makes them melee you, but that's what it feels like it does. It doesn't say that. It says taunt nearby. But that's... I've noticed a lot of things will get way closer to you when you press this button. I don't know if there's like an internal like 1 or 2 seconds where it tells the monsters like, hey, try to melee him, and they run towards you, but that this is great for like making them move towards you. Also, the helmet has whirlwind periodically pulls enemy towards you. This happens like either instantly when you start whirlwinding, or like I haven't noticed it pulling things. It probably pulls all the time, but it feels like its internal cooldown is really long, and it seems to happen like instantly as soon as you press whirlwind. Within like the first second, everything gets pulled. I don't know if it continuously. I don't know what periodic means. They need to word this like every 1 second it pulls it towards you or something. I don't, because it feels like random between 1 and 5 seconds. Back to this. Where were we? Here. Okay. Next row. Swiftness, movement speed, always good. Everything you do in the game is going to be 12% faster. I only put 1 point in quick impulses because it's diminishing returns. You could put more points, but the 6% is like it stacks with everything already on your gear, so you shouldn't be getting stuck anyway. Because if you get stuck, you just rally and cry and break. You have unstoppable. This is just to stack with your stuff on your gear because it adds 6% DR or whatever. I probably don't even need that point there. It's just there. 1 point in Warcry. It's got 2 points because I think I have a necklace and a ring that give 1 point. It just increases your damage. You don't press it for the damage. You press it for the grants berserking. You could pick one of these too, but Fortify's not that great, and I learned that this bonus damage, like, I used to be able to have 6 enemies near me, but then it got to a point I was killing them so fast that it didn't matter. You want this for the berserking. You only press it to get berserking. It's the only guaranteed button that gives you berserking. Like, there's other things that you can get berserk, but this guarantees it. You want booming voice 3 or 3. You want your shots to be longer, especially because you're constantly trying to reset all 3 of them. This, with 3 points here, you can almost get them to like be permanent. I picked Raid Leader because I think it's just cool to have passive healing, because like Bard doesn't for some reason. You can get it on gear and whatever, but you watch your health just, I don't know, it doesn't seem to come back, so I like this. You could put some points in Guttural Yell, but again, monsters should be dead so fast, who cares if they're doing less damage to you? You kill them before they can kill you, so you don't want anything else. Right, so aggressive resistance, 1 point here. Damage reduction, again, doesn't matter. Should be killing things before they kill you. It's just nice to have 3%, but you really need the point here to get this. While berserking, you just get more fury. Again, it's everything's fury gen. Whirlwind spins a shit ton of it, and yeah, the more fury you have, you can it ping pongs because off the top. Down here we got I just picked Pit Fighter. This is personal down here. Well, except for this is personal. I picked this because it's just cool. Like, you just do 9% more damage, 6% damage reduction. And this actually doesn't DR. You just take 6% less damage. Slaying Strike. It's fun to just, as soon as stuff's down to 35%, it blows up. This point I've heard is mandatory. Because everything on Barb, like if you use a slashing weapon, it makes them bleed. You just get 10. You now. Anything that says affects slowed enemies, you now have. And it's a 1-point wonder. You put 1 point in here, everything's slowed by 10% all the time, and you get this 2 slowed damage. Hamstring is amazing. You only want 1 point because it's just you want them to be slow. It doesn't matter how slow. But yeah, I put 1 point there because that's insane. Here's where I put my points. I took 3 points out of my lunging strike because I use it so little now, and I put it into heavy-handed because I'm always spinning, and like my crit's almost 100% now with all the gear I have, and this is just 15% more damage, pretty much. Rather than Berserker, and it's these two. This button, I can't explain to you, like, it's insanely good, or it feels like it does nothing. Basically you press it, it makes you berserk, and it lets you berserk for up to 10 seconds. It makes the duration, like, it guarantees 10 seconds of berserk. And then you gain movement speed, and you can basically ramp damage infinitely, because every 50 fury you spend increases the damage by 25%, but it lasts, what, 5 seconds? So it's kind of like you press this button and you can, like, nuke. You can either nuke the boss or not. I don't get how it works. It's good. It's not like Diablo 3's Wrath where you press it and, like, permanently ape shit, or I don't know. It's a fun button to press, but past like level 80, I was starting to really wonder, like, what besides the unstoppable. I found myself pressing it more to get out of things than actually using it as like an ultimate, which kind of sucks. But yeah, this is what you want. Wrath of the Berserker's cool. It makes your guy all, like, glowy and shit too. You don't want any of these. When I was trying my one-hand build, I tried Duelist, but again, it's like they nerfed on attack speed once with Whirlwind in like the first big patch. I don't know what they did, but it killed it. Here's the big debate. So up until level 80, you want to use Unconstrained. You can Berserk for 15 seconds, and it makes your damage plus 50% automatically. Like, you start out capped on Berserk. Once you get all the resource cost reduction and everything, pretty much when you start to notice you can spin, like, not forever, but close to forever, then you switch to Unbridled Rage. It doubles the rage cost of Whirlwind, but it also makes it do, like, bonkers ass damage. But then you're gonna find yourself in that spot again where it's like, I'm tired of managing Fury. I switched to this and had trouble for like a day until I got more resource cost reduction and stuff. But I noticed instantly this is beyond bonkers how much damage this adds. I mean, it doubles it plus 35%, plus everything else it synergizes with. Unbridled Rage is crazy, but you can't switch to Unbridled Rage until you get the gear. Until then, you run Unconstrained. I'd say until you have resource here and here at least, you can't run Unbridled. Anyway, let's go to the Paragon board. I'm probably gonna reset this and look at it, but here's the path I picked for leveling to 100. Obviously, strength was the first note I saw that was cool back when I was like level 20 or 55 or whatever. It was just damage in life. And then I came down here and got max health armor. Just strength. The first socket I did was obviously the shout one. You want to reduce the cooldown of your shouts as much as you can. This is Marshall. I recommend putting Marshall in first. Yeah, because just everything you can do to reset your shouts. This is pretty good. Marshall also increases the nodes, like how potent the nodes are. Lots of strength around here because I need this to be active. But, more raw power. Not sure why I came over to this side. I think I was just trying to get... Yeah, I was trying to get my armor up to 7k, but didn't get there. So, first board is Marshall. You go up into the second board, and I picked up Carnage. I noticed right off the bat I was berserking all the time anyway, like when I was using Unconstrained, the 15-second berserk. So, like I said, the attack speed was really good back when I started, and then it got, I don't know what happened to it. It still helps you, but this, I think this even used to be double. I think it was like 4% up to 16, and they halved it, which is whatever. Lots of strength. I hate these intelligence nodes. I'm a barb. Why do I have to pick intelligence to go like where I want to? This dexterity's here because I need it to get wrath. Skills at critical strike generate through fury. Again, I just want my fury ball to be ping-ponging up, like down and up. I just want as much fury as I could get, and this does it. And it also makes my core skills do damage. More damage, so it's really good. What sucked about this node is getting the dexterity required. Took a long time, actually. I actually had to level it up to 15 to get the radius to get the glyph to work. This was the last path I took when I hit was like 90 to 100. I went up this way because more berserk duration. I feel like this does what Unconstrained does in the skill tree. Like I feel like getting these nodes here is the same thing as having Unconstrained was. So you get the best of both worlds. I can berserk for a long time and get the double damage. Actually, like more than double. More strength. I picked up a lot of willpower along the way too, only because it actually increases your fury generation and your health. It's like willpower is not bad. Dex is crit, so Dex isn't bad either. But every time I saw strength, I went strength. I saw these fury nodes. I'm like, ooh, 1 fury on kill, 1 fury on kill, 2 fury on kill, 16 max fury. Like I said, anything fury gen you want. Had to go this way to get the legendary. Every 75 fury I spend, which is like constantly because you just spin all the time, you get 1,000 shield. I get 1,000 shield. So this is like, I'd say once every like 2 seconds I get 1,000 shield, which is pretty decent. It was, yeah, once every 2 seconds. And then I didn't go to this gate first, I actually went over here to get this glyph socket. This is the most important one. The other problem is it's hard to activate, like really hard to activate. Exploit is the most important thing in the entire game. It makes it so when you hit a monster, they're vulnerable for 3 seconds. And it resets after 20 seconds. So you can, every 20 seconds you can guarantee for 3. Like I said, this is the most important thing, like, in the game for DPS. It's hard to, like I said, I had to go get, like, I had to level it up again to get the radius, and then I had, like, purposely pick a bunch of dex things around here. I went this way. I'll put a point in here because like +2 strength and all resist wasn't bad. This is just because I had points I didn't know what to do with. I went up here. Physical damage, all physical damage, and it helps this glyph. It does more vol damage. So I picked up this rare only because it's within the. I picked up these two rares because they're within this glyph's radius. So they buff this vol damage by like 5% or something. And I went up here, obviously more strength. I went damage with slashing. This is when I actually switched from mace to sword because I saw this. Didn't realize that slashing has synergy with bleeds. I just kind of saw this and was like, oh, I should probably play sword instead of mace. But this bunch of vol damage, slashing weapons, strength, willpower. This is another one I went when I was. This is like another 80 to 90 thing. I went this way, but I just saw more vol damage, and this is just bonus points. Always go for the vol damage, I guess, if you have extra. But I got this decimator because Whirlwind hits a shit ton of times, and this 8% is probably like a lot more. Make them vulnerable for 2 seconds. It adds together. So like if you hit them with exploit, they're vulnerable for 3 seconds, and this procs, and then they'll vuln for like 5, but then it subtracts the time that I get. So like, you get like 4.5 seconds of vulnerability, which is insane. They should be dead in that amount of time anyway. This decimator is cool. It's just extra vuln. I went up here, more vuln damage. Got this. Yeah, more damage when you're wielding two-handers, and it just gives big bonus to everything around it. Good glyph. Damage reduction from Vol, I don't know, just because I could. And then I went this way. You got the 2% max life, so then I went over 12k. Don't need this node at all. Probably could respec this whole board, let's be fair. Went this way. Thought about going up here. Damage to bleeding is not that cool, so I went this way. Bleeding. Damage to bleeding is like whatever. Like I said, with the fact you're using a sword and that one whirlwind passive, everything's bleeding all the time, so this is just plus damage. Got a bunch of strength on this glyph because I needed it. This doesn't specify, it says when using a sword, it does count for two-handers. I looked it up, I tested it, it does count. It doesn't say damage with two-hand swords, it just says swords, which is any sword. It does work. Like I said, these other nodes, more damage with swords, more damage to bleeding. And then I had to go around. I had to debate to go around this way or this way. I went this way because it's got more dex and strength. And it helped fulfill this requirement. So I went this way, down. What's this one? Oh, I thought this would be a lot more insane than it was. Killing enemy has a 10%. I don't notice it proc a lot. This one, for some reason, doesn't seem to add to this. It like resets the timer 5 seconds instead of adding. Like, let's say you're already berserking and you have 2 seconds left. You should now be at 7 seconds, but you're not. This resets it to 5 constantly. So I don't know if this is a good legendary or not. I wish these things said like grant or add to instead of, so that was more clear, because like I said, this is good, but sometimes it scuffs your berserking. I don't know. It's pretty good though. I mean, everything's bleeding all the time. I'm killing shit tons. Like when I do the caves and spiders, there's stuff just dead constantly, so I'm just always berserked. I went down more berserking duration just because Yeah, I think I could berserk for like 12 seconds or something. So that's the board. The synergies is Vuln first. You want I would even recommend trying to get Exploit first, maybe not Marshall. I just have them in the opposite order because I like my stuff to reset. I wanted to reset first, but you want Exploit. You hit things, they're Vuln for 3 seconds, and they should be dead within the 3 seconds because you have just stack Vuln damage and they just explode. And then I got a lot of berserking nodes because after like level 80 you get so much synergy with berserk, it's just dumb. I said I even went this way to get more berserking duration. I wish there's someone who could tell you how long a maximum berserk is. Expertise. I used every weapon in the game at the beginning to max all this out. None of these matter. The one you want is Axe. Again, 15% more damage to vulnerable enemies. When you put it in here, you get... Yeah, when you put it in the slot, you get 15 increased damage to vulnerable enemies. You don't want to use a two-hand axe. You could. You get 10% critical strike chance, but swords are just swords right now. They got a faster attack speed, and they got better stats. They have critical strike damage on the weapon itself. Axes have like overpower damage, which is you don't want. Just use a sword. Let's see. Strength, intelligence, dexterity, willpower, stats. Let's see. Crit strike is way higher than this. It's like 48 plus this plus if they're healthy I do more credit to them, and then if they're damaged I do more. This is like it should be like close to like 50% actual. Overpower, I don't get what overpower is supposed to be in this game. I think it's for druids, but Barb I see it proc sometimes, but it's a little bit of 3%. Although when it does proc, it does huge damage. Wall damage, obviously important. As soon as I hit stuff, I'm instantly doing like triple damage to it. Probably more. Any more stats? Oh, damage to injured. I do double damage when they're injured. Bleeding. Damage while berserking. Oh, I got bonus fire damage because these gloves. Yeah. Gonna try thorns, it's gonna be funny. Max life. I used to have 12 potions. I had the pair of pants in my bags. And that was temerity. Had a +4 potions, so I had up until like 99. I had 12 potions. None of these other stats matter. Like, this is another thing misleading about this game. It says 39%, but it's actually half of that. Whatever resistance says you have, you're gonna have. So I don't get how that's fair, but that's how it works. Damage reduction from vulnerable, so I hit them, they do less damage to me. It's just fear regeneration. There's such thing as fear passive fury. I wonder if that's like it's gotta be unique or something. Unless that stat's just I don't know why that's there anyway. I guess movement speed has a cap. cooldown reduction. So this is cool because I didn't look at these stats either. But two big ones: unbarred fury generation and cooldown reduction. I guess 22%'s probably okay. What can it be? It could be up to 35, which would be insane. But my shots are pretty much like permanent right now anyway, so. Oh, fear cost reduction too. This could also be 35. I had an absolute shit ton of materials. I spent a lot on the last day making sigils and incense and potions. I was actually running out of potions because I was just chaining Nightmare Dungeons. My bottleneck is still these Forgotten Souls from doing on Helltide, but I got plenty of everything else. So that's the stats of the level 100. Let's see, is there anything else? Anything else to show? I got a bunch of gems. At some point, just stop picking them up. I'd say once you get like 50 of one, just don't pick it up anymore. I thought there was a gem higher than Royal when I first looked. I think it was called like Glorious Royal or something. But it was a data mine and not real. So just know that Royal's the biggest you can make. I suppose I could show off a couple of these things that I got. So that's cool. That's a max. These ones are max. Well, this isn't. That's a leader. Wow, I thought these were maxed. I guess not. Why are they down here if they're not? I separated these out into maxed or not. Well, here's a maxed one. Anyway, these are max rolls. 20%. This is when I switched to animations. This is the best aspect I've ever seen. It's literally 100%. I got a bunch of whirlwind will periodically pull things to you because I used to get upgrades for the hat constantly, but then I slammed it and got perfect cooldown reduction. So I don't need these anymore. I used to have like a whole aspect tab full of whirlwind periodically pulls to you because I used to upgrade my helmet like every hour. Is there any other perfect rolls in here? I think I had a couple today. No, there's one that's cool. Oh, here's my thorns. I'm gonna try thorns thing. Oh, there's a max roll one I was talking about. 10, 20, and then it's 40 when you put it in a weapon. Oh yeah, here's another perfect. Nobody's ever gonna use. The Walking Arsenal sucks. I don't understand what they thought. People are gonna change weapons in this game. They don't. But yeah, that's the stats. As far as this, I got every Altar of Lilith, like, as soon as I hit level 50. At, like, level 80, I went around and did every dungeon. Let's see, how do you... Collections. I went and did every dungeon for the aspects. As far as this, I still have stuff to work on here. Like, getting everything to 100. It's insane, but, like, I never used Death Blow once. I think I got most of the kill 100,000 ones done. So, it's getting there. I'm 52% on the achievements. I guess the only other thing to talk about is the transmog, because I bought the lion skin because it's freaking cool. Oh, right, one last thing. Skulls. It's a misconception that you want to use diamonds in your jewelry. Here's the thing. All resist sounds really good. Remember, it's halved, and right now it's not working. It's like half of half. So if you got, like this necklace is 26.5, it only gives you like 12. But then the monsters in Nightmare Dungeons ignore half already, so it's like 6%. All resist is absolutely atrocious. Don't put it on your items, please. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.